I'm in the restaurant biz and I want to talk to people about Uber Eats, specifically Bribie Island. Now, I've had multiple Uber Eats focused restaurants up to $30,000 a week in sales, so I generally know what I'm talking about. I'm currently driving for Uber Eats because I sold my bakery and I'm out of the food industry. But Bribie Island, 2.5 years ago, there was no Uber Eats, right? It didn't exist. In actual fact, it was me and Domino's, and I think McDonald's wasn't even on it at that time, and that was it. That was the whole island. There is since then Menulog and the other JJ's Delivery, they've completely gone out of the business. So Uber Eats owns Bribie Island's delivery market. And in 2.5 years, be honest with you, based on my assessment, you're getting at least 1,500 Uber Eats deliveries a week on this island, and it's exploding like you wouldn't believe. Now, the thing is with all these new players coming into it and all these people jumping on the Uber Eats market, I want to make sure that people understand in the restaurant sector what it's really costing you, because I think some of you aren't aware. So I just want to shed a bit of light. Your business is your business. It's none of my business, but I think you need to understand how it works. Also, the consumers, what they pay for it. It's getting worse and worse every day, so it's growing massively, and that's fine. You know, that's just the way we're all going. We're all introverts nowadays and happy to get stuff delivered to the house. But I need to make sure we understand, all right, because soon we're going to do 2,500 Uber Eats deliveries on this island, Bribie Island surrounds, anytime from now, I'd say by Christmas. So here it is. See that 30%, okay? If you're a business and Uber Eats is charging you 30%, okay, to make the same amount of money, to make the same amount of money that you are selling from the front of your shop, you need to be increasing the price of your food by 42.86%. Increase by 42.86% if you're getting charged 30%, and that will at least let you get the money that you need from the front of house. If you're getting charged 33%, which is pretty much the normal in today's world, all right, the normal in today's world, you need to increase your prices by 49.25% just to make the same as you do at the front. If you're one of the unlucky ones on 35% down there, and there's a few of them running around, you need to increase your prices by 53.85% to make the same as what you sell for the front. Is it confusing? Here it is. If you increased your rate by 30%, Uber's commission will get 10% of your 30%. All right, so it's all relative. 30% commissions, 42 increase, 49%, 53. Because I see a lot of you selling your food for the same price in store on Uber Eats. Now, in a restaurant business, in a perfect restaurant business, it's 30% for rent and maybe electricity. It's 30% for wages, and it's about 30% for fuel costs. And if you're a sharp operator with no mistakes and no bad weather, you might make 10%. Those days are over. Nowadays, even McDonald's and Domino's aren't even getting that. They're going backwards every day. So you're lucky if you're making 2%, 1%. Honestly, most of you are just going backwards every week, because there has been 53 food closures on and around Bribie Island since Twiggy's, which was up near Red Rooster on the island. So be aware of that, okay? So if you're jumping on the Uber Eats train, that's fine. You have to, by the way. 1,500. I've got to remember, the people who aren't on the Uber Eats train, they're losing customers anyway. They're always being drawn to other barriers, people like Savages and Scoopies and these big players that aren't on Uber Eats. They're losing customers every day. If they went through their books, there's no way they'd be doing the same numbers as what they're doing 3 years ago. Maybe they are. Maybe I hope I'm wrong. But I do understand that some of you think Uber Eats is a solution, and I get it. I lived on it, but I marked up accordingly. I spent 2 years increasing prices just to find the breaking point for Uber customers. And do you know where that breaking point is? There isn't any. They are lazy, they want shit at their door, and they're happy to pay twice as much to make that happen. So be aware of that. Problem is that some of you are just selling the front of house rates, and you're killing everyone. Now the customers, you see it on your screen, it says free delivery or cheap delivery. regardless of what you buy, you're paying 10%. See on the very bottom there, I screwed up, so I had to fix the rates down there. But the customer's always going to pay a 10% service fee. You're always going to pay a 10% for service fee for your order, and maybe you'll get cheaper delivery, maybe you won't. Now, I do delivery, all right? I do 220 deliveries a week. I don't mess. I treat this like a business. I do not treat this as a side gig that works beneath me, but I'm pretty good at it, man. You know, $2,000, $2,500 of income a week. It's no mess around, considering being a self-employed businessman for so long. All of a sudden, they just want to have a stress-free job. There's something happening in a couple of days on Uber Eats that's probably going to increase delivery rates dramatically. But it's none of my business. I just want to make sure you understand. If you're a restaurant, if you are getting charged 30%, you need to put your price up by 42.86% to get the same front of house in your pocket. 33, 49.2%, same price front of house. 35%, you need to mark up by 53.85% to get the same price for the front of house. So do your math. It's not a mess around. You're probably going more backwards than you really think you are. I just thought I'd share this information because I've lived and breathed this market for nearly 10 years. I used to do $30,000 a week in Uber Eats when I had the 3 restaurants in Brisbane, okay? Now, 53 restaurants have closed down on this island, and locals, including myself, twice, okay, since Twiggy's pizza shop near Red Rooster. I sold my bakery less than 3 months ago. There's been 3 closures since then. 3 closures in the last 6 months, in 3 months alone on this island. So don't take it to heart. Get a calculator out. You can confirm this online. This is no secret. It's just people don't understand how these figures work, okay, man? So we're doing it tough. It breaks my heart watching people's hard work close. Customers don't give a fuck, okay? Uber doesn't give a fuck. You just need to care about yourselves, you know. Protect yourselves, man. And if you're not on Uber Eats, you have to get on Uber Eats. There's no pretending, you know. Every day you're not on Uber Eats, you're getting screwed. Just follow these rates, so at least you get something through. I'll try and do a couple other things that'll help you out on this with the driving, and especially you should never put your own business name on Uber Eats. That's a whole other ball game. Never, ever put your business name on Uber Eats, or all of your personal customers will just jump ship immediately, because they can find Uber in seconds the minute you sign up. Always use a generic name. Very important, man. Enjoy, guys. Hopefully this helps somebody. Bye-bye.